Assume that steroids and surgery are your only option. Times have changed, and regenerative medicine can get you moving again with no downtime. Stop taking the pain meds and discover the remarkable alternative that pro athletes have been using for years. Thanks to QC Kinetics, this amazing treatment option is now available to folks like you and me who are sick and tired of joint pain. Don't put these off any longer. Spring is coming, and you want to enjoy all life has to offer. Call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522. Get a free consultation with local medical professionals. QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522, with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. What did Peyton Manning say about Trevor Lawrence at the Pro Bowl?
Look, Trevor, the sky's the limit for this guy. I've known him since he came to our football camp years ago and stayed in touch with him. Trevor wore number 16 because he was a Tennessee fan growing up, and I wish he would have gone to Tennessee, but we've gotten past that. But I like the way he carries himself. He's got a great knowledge of the system. I think Doug Peterson and he could be a tough combination for a long time, for years to come. They had great success this year and, kind of sent a message to the rest of the AFC that, Jacksonville's here.
The great Peyton Manning on Trevor Lawrence at the Pro Bowl over the weekend. Right now, 61 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. Into the Night with Rick Ballou starts right now.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There it is. Start of a new week. February. Cupid on the loose, right? Isn't this one of those months that, unfortunately, if you don't have a significant other, it brings a tad bit of depression? Never been able to really be able to figure that one out. Maybe it's a good thing if you're on your own. Learn to love yourself, right? Learn to do you, and then find your partner. But, I know there are times where there are single ladies and they'll sit at home and they'll eat a bunch of chocolates and dive into some cake and stuff like that because they feel bad. I think it's, most people when they are depressed, they don't eat. There's the binge eating, which is the other side of it. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish you all happiness, and I hope you find your love. But Valentine's Day is, I honestly thought Cher invented it 40 years ago, and I found out that was anything but the case. It's actually been around for centuries. But it's, it's a glorified day, and take it for what it is. My gosh, do not get all uptight about it. Look at all the great things that February brings you outside of Valentine's Day. Like, for instance, pitchers and catchers reporting. Gentlemen, start your engines. Final weeks of conference basketball and then the tournament kicking off in very early March, followed up by the NCAA tournament. The Players' Championship is about 5 weeks away. Typically, I really pick up golf now, around Torrey Pines that we saw last week in San Diego. And, of course, they just moved through Pebble. And, as always, Pebble can give you some nasty weather. And it was delayed, obviously, until today. Next week, it's out in Phoenix. I've always wanted to go to the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and what a time to go this year because you have the Super Bowl, and then you have really that carnival act on the PGA Tour where, it's a frat party. It's Bourbon Street on a golf course, and I think it's fine that it's in Phoenix. I wouldn't want it with the majors. You get a little bit of that feel, obviously, when you get to a Ryder Cup. Even the players and the party machine there, we've seen that pick up year after year after year, where you've got those chalets now all over the place. I was out there earlier today, and they're in building mode. I think some feel or may not know, because you go out there once a year, that they leave those stands up year-round. That's not the case. From what I'm told, and I learned this, maybe a decade or so ago, there's like 4 or 5 of those sets, and they always move it, ahead. So they'll be tearing it down today in Pebble Beach, and who knows where they're moving that to. It could be going to Bay Hill, something along those lines. And it's always like 4 or 5 weeks ahead. So they're doing that right now with the players. The golf course is in absolutely spectacular shape. Greens were a little furry today, but that's kind of expected. They're going to shut it down now. And members of the media, the Jacksonville media, were lucky enough to go out there and play this morning, myself included, and it was just a blast. It was the wind had really dropped off compared to Saturday when I played out at the Haight, and to see some of those young college players and what they're able to do, it's like they're all the same, man. They're all a tall drink of water, no fat on them. The whip, the torque that goes through their body, the ability to turn, right? When you get to be my age, you can't turn anymore. It's just something that leaves you. And if you do, you come down with a back or you come down with this and that. I'll be seeing Shinatri Chiropractic again coming up on Wednesday just to get some maintenance on my back after playing a lot of golf as of late. But what a wonderful time of year. I love it. I get, talking throughout the weekend about the Jaguars, and certainly we're going to get to them. I've always said this, and I honestly feel this way. I'm one of the few people in this particular profession who actually loves the offseason more than the in-season. We have to work twice as hard to come up with good topics, to come up with good ideas, but I don't like everything being measured by a W or an L. This is the type of year where you can dream, where you can think out loud. And for the Jaguars, it's just so much better this season than it was a year ago. Certainly the way it was, 2 years ago. It just feels like everything is starting to fall in place. And if you really analyze these numbers and look at these games, it's even more comforting because there's so much room for improvement. I mean, overall, this team was what? 9-8, 1-1 in the playoffs. You're talking about a 10-9 team in 19 games, but you increased your offense by nearly 9 points. You shaved 6.3 points per game off your defense. You raised your third down efficiency. You're better in goal line in the red zone than you have been the last several years. But those two statistics stand out to me because they have to improve. If you want to become a bona fide top 5 team, top 10 team, look at Kansas City. One of the major differences in that game was red zone efficiency. Kansas City was number 1 in the NFL this year, 70%. What did they do against Jacksonville a couple of weekends ago? 3 trips inside the 20, 3 touchdowns, 21 points. None of this 3 nonsense. No. It's about putting up 7. And, for Trevor Lawrence, hopefully this entire offense remains the same. A story today came out of Baltimore that Press Taylor, the offensive coordinator here, of course, Press Taylor does not call plays. Doug Peterson does. But Taylor, they wanted to, in Baltimore, bring him in for an interview. Doug Peterson said no. He has blocked this. And I love it because Trevor Lawrence has had 3 years of 3 different offenses. His final year at Clemson, just the terrible offense that, we saw 1 season ago. And now you finally have a tiny bit of stability. Jim Bob Cooter's interviewed twice. We know that. the offensive or the passing game coordinator. Okay, he's interviewed in Tampa. He is interviewed in Carolina. They lost their wide receivers coach in Chris Jackson. But that nucleus with Trevor Lawrence, when you look at Jim Bob Cooter, Press Taylor, you add Mike McCoy, and then, of course, Doug Peterson, if you can keep those four right there and give Trevor Lawrence in this offense a full off season to explore what's next offensively and stay with the same system and just keep adding and adding and adding instead of, here we go again, brand new offense. Now, Doug Peterson is the main man. We understand that, but I love the fact that he blocked Baltimore here. Press Taylor is going to be a head coach in this league sooner than later. What is he, 34? Okay, and he may not get that opportunity to go straight from an offensive coordinator to a head coach if he, in fact, does not call plays. That's been one of the things that has hurt Eric Bieniemy over the years. You hear that Eric Bieniemy doesn't call plays. It's Andy Reid. However, whenever they show Kansas City sideline, both their lips are moving. Okay? I mean, you look at Eric Bieniemy, every time they show him, the man is talking. And Andy Reid is involved in it. It's like when Urban Meyer was here, I watched that as the sideline reporter. I became a little bit of a lip reader, and I was A+ with Urban Meyer because he never talked at all. He never said a word, and the only time he did, I swear, he was singing Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Okay, and there was some of those blowouts where I'm like, I'm kind of with you, Herb. You know what? Let me. With apologies to Frank, Tony, and Jeff, let me join you right around us and them midway through one of the greatest LPs ever put on tape. That was Urban Meyer. The man never said anything. Well, totally different, as you know, now with Doug Peterson. This is really big offensively. Being able to keep these guys together is, to me, so important in year 3 for Trevor Lawrence. And you basically know all about this offense, right? The only question is, what are you going to do at tight end? And, I wouldn't be surprised if you see one, perhaps two new offensive linemen, a right tackle, and a left guard on the surface. That's the way that I would analyze this. So if you want to comment on that, and again, I mean, you haven't heard a lot of that around here lately. You come get coaches when you are successful, when you're winning. And Tom Coughlin had to deal with that right out of the gate. When guys came calling and, they took Kevin Gilbride, and they took Chris Palmer, and they took Dick Duran, they took Dom Capers, and, they kept taking offensive and defensive coordinators. That happens. You need a promotion. I don't know what the Jaguars are going to do at wide receiver. If you lost Jim Bob Cooter and you lost Chris Jackson, could you go get Keenan McCardell and make him your passing game coordinator / wide receivers coach? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. It's got to be a promotion. It does. Keenan right now is a wide receivers coach in Minnesota. He has interviewed in Carolina. He has interviewed in Tampa Bay. But no decision has been made on either one of those two jobs. Again, you want to comment? Do so on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. That number is 641-1010. All right. Little bothered today with the Christian Kirk comments. I'm having a difficult time with this because hearing players say they aren't getting respect has always been something that has boiled my blood. You know who showed you respect? Shad Khan. You know who showed you respect? Trent Baalke. You got a 4-year, $72 million deal, okay? And you would never, at that particular time, put up 1,000 yards or better. Did some really good things this year. I'm not dismissing that. 84 receptions, 1,108 yards, and 8 touchdowns. You also dropped a 55-yarder a couple of weeks ago where you got behind the defense. And great wide receivers make that catch. That was a game-changing drop. He had 7 on the year, add that one in the playoffs. And, timing is everything in life, correct? As a matter of fact, why don't we play this for you? Because it's not as egregious as, say, his tweet was when he told everyone to keep that same energy. And I just thought the timing of that was terrible. I mean, Jaguar fans are mixed in this dropped football that could have changed the outcome of the game. The last thing you want to hear is for someone bringing up respect, the lack of respect, and basically telling you what is going on. If there was ever a time for someone to shut up, that would be the time. And that's not the norm, okay? I mean, we're here for one reason. Give you the news. Hear from the players. Hear from the coaches. We always want them to talk. Yeah, it made for a better debate, but on the flip side, it's kind of like, bro, no, you shouldn't be talking right now. You just dropped a football that could have had Jacksonville playing in the AFC Championship game. All right, Up and Adams. What's her?
Kay Adams.
Kay Adams. She was forever on NFL Network's morning show.
Yeah, she sort of like bet on herself, like a la Lamar Jackson this year, and left that massive show for some new venture, and it sucks.
Yeah, Burleson left, and I think he got like a regular,
he left for
like a talk show,
a big job. He's on like the Today Show or Good Morning America.
He got one of those. Up and Adams is now something that is running that is football related. I think she does something as well, like Hollywood type of stuff at night. Oh my God, it's so great. It's like, look, oh my God, Carista Flockhart is getting gas. We'll have those details. We'll have those details for you coming up at 6. Yeah, it's the Pat O'Brien one used to be the best. What was it?
Is that Inside Edition?
It was Michael Jackson. It's like, Jacko goes wacko. Join us at 6 for all the details. I'm Pat O'Brien. No one knows the stars like I do. David Hasselhoff is drunk, and he's on the phone. David Hasselhoff is puked by the phone. I did see the Pam Anderson deal. That was really good.
The Netflix doc.
She comes across as incredibly likable.
Yeah, because it's her own produced documentary.
Right.
Which this is the new thing. All documentaries are like PR firm shows. Like they had a Casey Anthony doc a couple months ago, and that's made by her. She's blaming her father. So be careful with these documentaries, folks. They're like, a lot of them nowadays are made by the people being documented.
You read regular accounts on Casey Anthony, and I forget the young lady's name. She used to be the producer for Nancy Grace. She's got the same modern makeup as Nancy Grace. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's simply this. She hates all men, okay? Doesn't matter what the shape is, doesn't matter what the size is, doesn't matter. If you're a man, she hates you. And I think it was Velez, whatever. She wrote a Casey Anthony book, and I read it, and I read a few. You read Jose Baez's book on Casey Anthony, it's almost like James Patterson's piece on Aaron Hernandez, and then you read Jose Baez's piece on Aaron Hernandez. It's like going from MSNBC to Fox News. You're getting two totally different stories.
So is he more like pro her?
Yes, all her. Aaron Hernandez did nothing wrong, according to Jose Baez. Casey Anthony did nothing wrong, according to Jose Baez. Okay. It was her dad.
They did have a sexual relationship.
Who?
Is that true?
What, Anthony?
And Baez.
Oh, no. Not that I know of.
Okay.
No.
I thought she was hooking up with one of her lawyers.
Well, she went to work for one of Baez's.
Oh, yeah. She got like a job with him afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do not think it was.
It's just me talking crap.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, listen, and
that's my documentary.
You can think you can think it's Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a liar. I mean, who knows? I mean, anything she says, you don't know what to believe. So anyway, let's you know what? Let's do this the correct way. I want to get this week started the right way. I'm going to hit the break on time. We're going to hold the Christian Kirk commentary to the other side, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to voice your opinion on it, okay? We'll play it for you. I'm going to tease it to the other side, but I'm not a fan of the lack of respect. That just, to who, okay? Your fans love you. This city loves you. The owner paid you. The general manager signed off on it. The coach couldn't wait to get with you. Who cares what some NFL type says in Seattle or back in Phoenix? You should care about what's going on right here in Duval. So we're going to do that on the other side with Christian Kirk. I do want to tell you that really looking forward to having lunch tomorrow with the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. They're getting a lot of buzz. They are from these commercials, and they should. First off, they're absolutely phenomenal. They're located at the beach, and you're talking about, a lot of years of outstanding work with Dr. Neil Shmunez, more than 37 years worth of experience. Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in cornea, cataract surgery, all refractive surgery. Combined, that's more than 30 years laser eye surgery. Truth be known, today, 117 yards. I left it 3 feet 5 inches from the cup, and I called it after I shot it. Why? I got 20/20, brother. I can see. I can see games. I can see my golf shots. I know a lot of you folks out there cannot. It's getting dark right now. Your eyes begin to strain. You get home, the kids are yelling. You're trying to read something on TV. You got to put your glasses on. It's late at night. You grab your phone. You got to go to your readers because you could. I know what it's like, okay? You can have all this taken care of. It's as simple as laser eye surgery. It's one of many things they do at Shmunez Vision. Give them a call. 299-2906. Set up an appointment today. 299-2906. Or check them out. Go to shmunezvision.com. We are jam-packed tonight. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. It's a Monday edition alongside JJ. My name is Rick Ballou.
Dr. Burton tells me you know who Batman is.
I can't tell you if you don't say please.
Please, who is Batman?
Batman.
Fat Tony. 10 to noon on 1010XL.
Now is the perfect time to make sure your home is protected from storms by scheduling a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. Experience the universal difference today. Protect your biggest investment, your home. Get $250 off roof repairs and $500 off a roof replacement. This offer expires February 28th and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
People ask me sometimes, is it really cooler with Bueller? You see, here at Bueller, we really believe in creating an awesome work environment, and we treat our employees like gold. In return, we ask them to treat our customers that same way. It's our simple recipe for outstanding customer service. I'm Jason Bueller. If you want to experience the Stay Cooler with Bueller level of service, give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
All right, Rick Ballou here, checking in with words of wisdom to be applied in life and your business from the business attorneys at Jimerson Burr. Let's go to Pete Rose. He once said this, and I do quote, "I'd go through hell in a gasoline suit to play baseball." End of quote. Pete Rose. All right, we have breaking news from Jimerson Burr. They are a growing law firm. Each and every year, they are considered one of the best places to work right here in Duval. They're adding to their staff. If you are a business lawyer, paralegal, go to their careers page. The website is jimersonfirm.com. Again, look for the careers page. It's an award-winning culture. It's also top-of-the-market compensation. So if you're unhappy right now as a lawyer, you're looking for a fresh start, jimersonfirm.com. And once again, when you get there, check out the careers page.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With non-stop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off Exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
This Valentine's Day, make it easier on yourself with great gift ideas from St. John's Aesthetics and Wellness Center and Woody's Barbecue.
Wow, that's the best news I heard in a dog's age.
Find everything you need to know at 1010XL.com.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most. Getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is a great place to live. And if you love where you live, you should invest in it. That's why more and more people bank with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. We invest every penny back into North Florida, backing the very best small businesses, nonprofits, and of course the family home. Why put your money with some big out-of-state bank when you can invest in where you love to live? One-to-One Financial, we're your hometown credit union. Sign up today at one-to-one-fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been around since 1985. Jax is trusted John's Auto, whether you need routine maintenance or an engine overhaul. John's Auto, they can do it all. We service all makes and models of cars and trucks and even work on diesels. I've been visiting them since I returned to Jacksonville in 2006. Check them out today. John's Auto on Arlington Road, 904-743-3857.
It all begins with Speed Weeks and the 65th running of the Daytona 500, February 15th through the 19th. Answer this question for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Daytona 500, February 19th. Who won the first Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010. Who won the first Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for a chance to win.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Rides like a knife, it can cut deep inside. Words are like weapons, they wound sometimes. I didn't really mean to.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh, man. Just go. You don't know. You just don't. how incredibly disappointed I was when I actually did find out that Cher did not invent Valentine's. I did. I believe that.
Cher and Hallmark.
Right?
Teamed up.
We got to do something for the ladies next week. What day is Valentine's Day fall on?
The 14th, right? Tuesday night. So we'll be here late. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take my lady out that night. What a shame.
We get, we're on after Helmets and Heels. Maybe we can find out where the liquored up, depressed ladies are, and we can meet them at 10 o'clock.
I'm so down for that.
You know what I mean? I mean, it just it's the friendly gesture, because I hate it. It's a.
I'm actually so relieved that it's next Tuesday, finding out that I don't have to go to dinner on Valentine's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it with, my GF and about 3 or 4 other couples on Saturday night.
Okay, maybe I'll do that. Make it a weekend thing.
It's gonna be a big time. It is. But
so you guys are doing couple dates on Valentine's.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I didn't set any of it up. I have no idea. I know we're going into St. Augustine. I was in St. Augustine last night. And I brothers rolling deli. Chris was back from his monster tour across the pond, and I saw him at one of my favorite. One thing that Jacksonville's lacking in, unfortunately, is great Irish bars. I never ripped Jacksonville, although I'm still getting a lot of people that are firing me up about my whole bit on trash, and a good friend of mine says that we should now start calling Jacksonville Trashville because of the way. I'm like, bro,
that's not very creative, but I like it.
I'm like, come on, can we just get to the folks who are throwing trash on the street and get them to pick it up, and let's make this, let's not
publicly shame them.
Right. Let's not blame our political figures and whatever and tell us that, all of a sudden a major breeze just came whipping off the St. John's or off the Atlantic or off the Intracoast. I don't know. Just stop throwing stuff out. But yeah, Mehans, they were celebrating their 13th anniversary yesterday, right in the heart of St. Aug, and one of the brothers, Roland Deli, was back. So that got a little dangerous. Then I went to a couple of my favorite huts just to have some nice cigars in front of a fire pit. It was beautiful. I love St. Augustine. We'll see what it's like this Saturday. All right, we may have details a week from tomorrow night. Let me work on it. Let me see what I can come up with. You think we can come up with like a pound cake, some flowers, maybe like a gift certificate to like a spa? We got to do something here for all the single ladies out there. I really think that it's time for us to give.
Do we have any single lady listeners?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I get on, I'm sure you get this. I get on Facebook. There'd be like a 22-year-old, and she says she's
Super
from like,
real.
Yeah, she's from
Croatia.
She's from like Guam or something, and she's always like, "Hey,
Sexy.
I love your profile. Yeah. I'm 21. I'd love to come to the United States. Can you get on the WhatsApp? What is it? The WhatsApp app."
Let's go WhatsApp.
And I'm always like, "No, I can't do that. But why don't I just send you my credit card number? How does that sound?"
You book your own flight.
All right, let's get to Christian Kirk.
Speaking of money.
Yep. We need to do this, and we need to have a serious conversation because this stuff needs to end with Christian Kirk. It's not as bad as when I read it, so we're going to play it for you. Again, this is with Kay Adams earlier this morning. It's up in Adams with Jaguars wide receiver Christian Kirk.
I still feel like I don't get the respect that I deserve, and it's kind of been that way. And with all the noise, and after I signed my deal this offseason, it was the loudest. And then now, especially with the season that I had, started getting real quiet, and everybody kind of hushed a little bit. But I just, I want my respect. I feel like I'm one of the best receivers in the NFL, and that's the way I play. That's the chip that I carry on my shoulder, and I'm going to keep earning it.
Well, keep the chip. And I'm going to open up your comments at 641-1010 on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. But I don't like this. And I'll tell you why. He has a ton of respect. he got it from this town. He got it from Duval. And you want to be considered, you think you are one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Bro, you just dropped a 55-yarder that could have been a difference maker. And you dropped it. And everyone drops balls, okay? But stop talking about respect when our lasting memory of you is putting one on the carpet, okay? I mean, timing again is everything. And if you said it after the LA come from behind 27-0 turn of events, then it probably would have carried a lot of weight. But I don't care what type of Jaguar fan you are. When you think Christian Kirk right now, I have to believe that you're thinking about that dropped ball. And I'll also say this. I think he's been forgiven in this city. I don't think that, I mean, that was arguably, put it this way, my boys back home in Boston, they won 6 Super Bowls. You bring up Wes Welker, who won either 2 or 3 Super Bowls, you know what they start doing? They talk about the one that he dropped against the Giants and how they lost that game because Manningham made that ridiculous grab and Wes Welker dropped it. Here's a guy who won, and that's how he's being remembered. Right now in this town, as great as Christian Kirk was, he dropped the ball he had to have. Had to. I mean, $72 million over 4 years. You go back and watch that play, too. Trevor Lawrence, man, he throws that ball before Christian Kirk passes both those defensive backs. He knew that Kirk was going to finish that route and threw it perfectly. Now, if you listen to Chris Collinsworth, who, by the way, needs to see Shmunez vision, because Collinsworth is on there saying, Trevor overthrew Christian. He didn't overthrow Christian Kirk. It was a perfect throw by the quarterback in this city. I'm not going to spend the entire offseason hammering Christian Kirk. I like him. He's a real stand-up guy. But I think he's making a mistake by going back to the respect card. Know your audience. Know your fans. You dropped the ball. If you caught that ball, Jacksonville may have won that game. So that's just the way that I look at this. And again, I voiced my opinion. I want to give you an opportunity out there to voice your opinion. And this wasn't, a massive Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Antonio Brown type of complaint. Okay? I think for most, it's just going to disappear into the thin air. But to me, no. To me, I can't let this go because he should have caught that football. How do you feel about it?
First of all, shocked by this. Wes Welker, no Super Bowl rings.
Really?
So he lost with the Pats to the Giants both times. And then he lost with Denver against Seattle.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that as well. I'm with you.
Well, the year that they were undefeated, it was him and Moss.
Yes.
But obviously they lost.
In the Super Bowl.
That's the game he dropped the ball against the New York Giants.
Correct.
Right.
2011, I believe. I'm with you. I have hated that Christian Kirk has done this the last couple of weeks with the tweet first, and then he's basically saying the exact same thing that he tweeted, which lets you know that he's not over it. He's been stewing on it for weeks now. Just go back to the grind, be better next year, and maybe people will start talking about you as one of the great receivers in the game. But right now, after one 1,100-yard season, you're not all of a sudden one of the best receivers in the league. I'm sorry. We did this exercise halfway through the season, whether he was like a top 20 guy or not, and listeners were split. It wasn't exactly like, even in Jacksonville, not everybody was like, oh, yeah, this guy's a top 20 receiver in the league. I still don't think he is. But he's talking like he is. I think it's just the position. Like, these wide receivers are all divas. They all think they're the best. And there's nothing we can really do about it.
For me,
But it's annoying.
Yeah, for me, the most interesting part of being a decision maker, okay, whether you're a president, whether you're a general manager, no matter what it is, whether it's sports or something else, okay, many of you out there have contracts. And I've always wondered this. Are you getting paid for what you've done, or are you getting paid for what they believe you are going to do? There's a clear difference. Christian Kirk, $72 million over 4 years, got paid by the Jacksonville Jaguars for what they believe he's going to do. He was never a number one in Arizona. He never had more than 1,000 yards in Arizona. Granted, he worked with future Hall of Famers. You see A.J. Green announced his retirement today after 12 years. Most of them in Cincinnati, but, the last few seasons in Arizona. This organization paid him for what they think he's going to do, not for what he's already done. And he responded. 84 receptions, 1,108 yards, 8 touchdowns. He added in the playoffs in 2 games, 15 receptions. So that's 7.5 receptions a game, 130 total yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 7 drops during the regular season. I haven't been able to find playoff drops. I have, obviously, the 55-yarder. And maybe, Chris Collinsworth runs Pro Football Focus. Maybe he told those analysts.
Change it so his commentary sounds better.
Maybe
that was an overthrow.
That's an overthrow by Trevor. That's not on. You can't say it's an overthrow. It's not an overthrow. I don't care how much of a fan you are, how much of a fan you aren't. It wasn't. So am I making a mountain out of a molehill? Maybe, but it's the way that I feel. The respect card shouldn't come out of his mouth after that drop. It shouldn't. Because this city showed him the respect. They paid him the money. And I also think, for the most part, he has already been forgiven for a drop. Yeah, I remember when I got here, when James Littleman Stewart used to fumble, and that man got absolutely destroyed. Now, a lot of that was because there was really simple-thinking Gators out there who hated little man James Stewart because he played at Tennessee. We have seen the maturation of those fans who now, for the most part, regardless of where you went to college, once you are a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars, you kind of throw that overboard, right? It's about winning now in this city, winning for this team, regardless of where you went to school. I think Kirk's gotten treated rather warmly.
Yeah, if you go on Jaguars Twitter or something, you're never going to see people blaming Kirk for that loss or anything like that. It's nothing but love. This fan base is sweet to the players, man. To talk like he is so annoying. Especially the guy had 300-yard receiving games this year. The guy maxed out at 115 yards a game or in a game this season. That was the most he had. Stop talking like you're something you're not. Someone has to get the yards on every team. Cooks or whatever his name is for the Texans for years just got numbers. If you're going to, someone has to get the catches. Doesn't mean you're great, man. There's guys on Oklahoma City who score 30 points a game. Someone has to score the points. Doesn't mean you're great.
Are you getting 30 by taking 14 shots a night? Or are you getting 30 by taking 24 shots a night?
My point is, there's always going to be a 1,000-yard receiver pretty much on every team.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly doesn't make you a top 20 player in my eyes.
No.
Although I like him. I think he had a good year.
Oh, I do too.
Shut up.
I do too, but he's wrong here. And he needs to be told that he's wrong. Okay? This city has his back. He's going to be greeted warmly during off-season camps and as soon as things get cranked up again. This has left the building. I think there's probably more on the Jamal Agnew fumble at the 3-yard line. And, he took to Twitter. He said he felt bad. He also went on to say this is not going to, be my only identity. I'm not going to let this affect everything with me moving forward. And, of course, there is a chance that Agnew could be just flat-out released. I think they would recoup $4.7 million as far as the contract. I'll actually look that up here during the break. All right, let's give you a chance. My goodness, look at the text line. 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Look at the listening audience. I mean, this is insane.
A lot of stuff about Cher.
One after another. We got a little bit on Cher. By the way, I did look up Kay Adams. She's with People.
Okay.
So she does Up and Adams in the morning, and she does People at night.
And a listener informed us that her name is not Kay Adams. Her name is Dorothy Konopka. So she's like Polish and changed her name like a lot of Hollywood types do.
I know she dated Danny Amendola when she was working in Boston, but she's one of those ladies who likes to keep her personal life to herself. So she's got everyone guessing. Everyone's trying to figure all that stuff out. She's from Chicago, and she's 36. She'll be 37 in April. I like her.
I love her.
I think I miss her in the morning. I do. I thought she was absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get to you on the other side. 641-1010, best way to get us. Again, that is on the text line. And thank you to Lifetime Enclosures.
Gear up for the big game with 1010XL.
For the championship.
The players, the personalities, the stories.
I want everything you got.
Big game coverage on 1010XL is brought to you by Butler Toyota Jacksonville and Window World of Northeast Florida.
Hey, sports fans. Hayes Carline here from MyBookie. Mahomes and Hurts. Here we march towards the big game on February the 12th. There's going to be big money on the line. Where you're betting is just as important as who you're betting on. That's why I always tell my friends to go to MyBookie. MyBookie has all the props for the big game. These guys truly let you bet on anything, whether it's the length of the national anthem, the MVP, or the color of the sports drink dumped on the winning coach. MyBookie has a buffet of Chiefs and Eagles props for you to chew on, and you can even win big on NFL squares. You can access the sportsbook and casino right from your phone. Don't miss out on the last game of the year. Bet, win, and get paid with MyBookie. With their redesigned deposit bonus, just use promo code 1010XL, and with a deposit of $50 or more, you can receive up to $200 in cash instantly to your MyBookie account. Designed to let you get your cash in and cash out quick. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Nothing's too good for friends. That's why when you're headed to a buddy's house, swing into Circle K for some ice-cold brews and make sure it's Bud Light. From the big 25-ounce cans to 12, 18, or 24 packs. Make it Bud Light the next time you head into Circle K.
Hard to believe that 2023 is here. I'm Kevin with Gutter Helmet and Armor Guard Exteriors. The home improvement supply chain has been sketchy at best. Our local manufacturers continue to deliver on time, from gutters to gutter protection, retractable awnings and screens, replacement windows, and glass and ice. Start your home improvement project now and receive 18 months, 0 interest, and no money down. But you have to call now, 904-906-8669.
Garber Automall's Big Game Weekend Sale is underway. February 9th to the 12th. Buy any new or pre-owned car from Garber Automall and get a Big Game pack, a free big screen TV, and a $300 grocery gift card. Save thousands now at Garber Automall and enjoy the big game in style. Regardless of who wins on the field this weekend, you win at Garber Automall. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. Sale ends February 12th.
Matt Hayes here. Don't go another day putting up with cold showers, clogged drains, or leaky faucets. Call Fenwick Home Services and take care of all your plumbing needs today. Fenwick has technicians standing by to service or replace your old water heater, fix that garbage disposal, repair that leak, replace that plumbing fixture, and clear that drain. Enjoy hot water as soon as today by calling 904-660-0556 or book in seconds at FenwickEasyBook.com.
He's the captain of the sea and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Any action?
He's Captain Kevin Faber.
Look at this. Giant.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
The big game is in the near future, and Sonny's Barbecue is here to help. For your chance to win a barbecue feast for the big game, text Sonny's to 641-1010. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmaster since '68.
Drivers and Heavy Truck Mechanics. If you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer. We are WM.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we do tonight till 8. Tomorrow night after Helmets and Heels. Rest of the week, 6 to 8. That's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Look forward to it. Pat O'Brien here, kiddos. Join me at 6. Jennifer Aniston, friend to foe. She gets blasted. She's not going to have kids. And someone's calling her selfish. That'll be tonight at 6.
By the way, we had to play the Pat O'Brien voicemail for the intern because he wasn't aware.
Stoned on coke.
Was that what it was? I know he had to go to rehab after that. It got leaked.
Pat O'Brien was like one of the first sideline reporters or whatever. Remember,
he was like
in
sports?
Oh my God!
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, back in like the 80s.
Okay,
he was a bigwig. Yeah, and then he took the money grab. He went to Hollywood.
A lot of guys go from ESPN. Who was the guy that went from ESPN to Entertainment Tonight?
Kevin Frazier.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Good call right there.
But it was like all of a sudden it's like Pat O'Brien. Like he's got everything. You know? Folks on the intranet are very upset with Kim Kardashian. She apparently photoshopped one of her bikini photos. Details at 6. It was, those shows are, and look at all the response we have here on the text line. It's like people love it.
Those people that work in the entertainment industry probably look down on sports people.
I'm sure they do.
I'm just like, they're talking about a lot of crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, we are.
1138 says Ballou Talk Soup was the best.
Oh. With, what's his name?
I think I watched. Yeah, you had the Joel McHale, but you had Greg Kinnear on it. And you had a couple of other guys that were.
John Henson, House Barks.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I got caught into it a little bit. I know when I was in Chicago forever, that's when the Howard Stern show.
I was just about to say,
was on at night.
I had to hide that from my parents.
Well, in Chicago, they must have reran that at like 2 a.m. because I get off Chicago time at 1 a.m. and, when I became a homeowner, it was about an hour trip.
And everything was blurred out, and it was like only a 30-second or 30-minute segment of the show, but still just outrageous. That guy, he used to be so cutting edge. Now he literally hasn't left his house in 3 years because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that dude?
Yeah, I still like him. I just, his whole, I like him when he's doing his thing. I don't enjoy all that political talk. But that's just me. 5151 says, you guys are really hurting for topics. Right? Christian Kirk's contract was a free agent contract, so he was by definition overpaid. He had a great year. Perfect year? No, but who does? 5151. That's kind of my point. The 5151 has forgiven him. There's a lot of places, there's a lot of cities where if you dropped what could have been a game-changing touchdown, there would be negativity. Now, I think a lot of it is you won 4 games in 2 years, and you weren't expected to be in that position. But expectations do change. And here you go. Here's one right here who's like, yeah, you guys have nothing to talk about.
Like you made our point.
Well, the only reason why we're talking about it is because he said it today. Okay? I mean,
and he plays for the Jags.
Yeah. I mean, it was said today. And that's why, it's not like I got out of here on Friday night and I was like, oh, my God, what am I going to talk about Monday? Christian Kirk, please go to the respect card so I know I'll be okay. 54-72, Ballou, it's just a manufactured chip on the shoulder that all these guys have. They all think that they are the elite of the elite, yet everyone in their right mind knows they aren't elite. Well, Christian Kirk is nowhere near elite. Okay, he's very good. I don't think he's a bona fide number one. I think with Calvin Ridley, and he can apply next week, right? February 15th. My guess is Calvin Ridley makes that grab. Calvin Ridley, I believe, is a step faster than Christian Kirk. So, number one, I think he has the speed. And number two, really, 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 really good wide receivers make that grab. And he did not. So, again, just my opinion on it. 45-97 Ballou. He's no Jimmy Smith. Jimmy would have scored on that pass. Well, Jimmy Smith was blazing fast. Okay, I don't know if there's ever been someone here as fast as Jimmy Smith. I mean, Corey Grant, straight ahead, yeah, but he had no wiggle. Jamal Agnew, he came out today and said that he thinks he can beat Cheetah in a race.
Love to see that.
Did you watch any of that nonsense?
No,
yesterday?
I only saw the Trevor touchdown pass this morning, but the funniest part about the Pro Bowl was on Sunday afternoon, I get an update on my phone from ESPN because they love to do that, and it was like, check out this brutal hit by Jalen Ramsey in the Pro Bowl. And I'm like, damn, I got to watch this. I can't believe it got real in the Pro Bowl. Like, I didn't expect that during a flag football game. I watched the video. He, missed reaching for some guy's flag and then, went shoulder to shoulder accidentally. I think it was against Tyreek Hill and kind of, pushed him over. It was like an accidental shoulder to shoulder hit. And ESPN's like, you won't believe what you're going to see. People lost their head. This is crazy. Trying so hard for people. And then I saw
ESPN must have been short on topics.
And then there was a headline this morning. God, I hope it's still up on ESPN. It's not up anymore, but it was basically the players loved the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah.
It was great. So no matter what you think, it was actually really good.
Yeah, I was surprised when that clip came out yesterday with Jalen. I mean, he's a great guy and a phenomenal teammate. I'm surprised that anything like that happened. But yeah, I'm in the Irish bar and I'm trying to keep an eye on Pebble and the golf tournament, and I keep looking up, and all the camera shows is Eli Manning and Eli Manning. I'm like, what in the hell are they showing Eli Manning for? I mean, these Mannings say that they want to retire and go home, be with their family. Every time I look up, they're doing a commercial. They're doing their own television Monday night broadcast.
Yeah, they were the coach of the game.
Uh-huh.
Here it is. Flag football, a hit with players at revamped Pro Bowl. Not, this was the biggest joke and catastrophe that's ever happened.
I watched very little of it, to be honest with you. All right, we need to take a break. We're here towards the top of the hour. I see we got a couple of callers hanging on. Maybe we'll grab some calls on the other side. Let's,
Whoa, hold on. Did you even realize that Snoop Dogg and Pete Davidson were the honorary team captains?
I saw it. You know what? I saw Snoop, but then I saw this real thin dude put a hoodie on.
That's him.
And I'm like, is that Pete Davidson?
Or a heroin addict.
I'm like, how in the hell did Pete Davidson get on the side? I mean, Pete Davidson's a freaking legend right now. This guy he basically runs our country.
Yes, he does.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you just look at the back of his baseball card and
impressive.
The numbers that he has put up, and you talk about a major, how and why. I can't figure it out. I'm not a Pete Davidson hater at all. I
respect
tremendous
his game.
respect. You have to. There's no way around it. What he's been able to do. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. 641-1010, best way to join us. I'm Rick Ballou alongside JJ.
I'm Mo Williams, former offensive lineman from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm Pete Mitchell, and you're listening to 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's a bowl so super the NFL has called it the big game. If you're looking for a new spot to watch the big game, look no further than Four Score Golf Tavern. Hey, I'm owner Daniel Heilman. Four Score Golf Tavern has you covered from our big screen TVs in our bar to our outdoor patio, and of course, 4 simulator bays, each with its own TV. We'll have the sound on too, so you won't miss any of the football, halftime show, or your favorite commercials. Join us for the big game at Four Score Golf Tavern on San Marcos Square.
You will love your new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. For a limited time, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires February 28th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. A better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com and call now. License number CGC 1527613.
Here's Linda Beaver from the Beaver Dealership.
Hey, have you heard why people are driving from all over the country to buy from Beaver? Stop waiting for months for the vehicle you're looking for. We have new inventory on the lot, priced to sell and waiting for you. Plus, every new vehicle comes with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty for your peace of mind. It's simple. We want to provide you with exceptional service before and after the sale. We'll see you at Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville or Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you.
Roland, 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 we're all calling Roland, the toilet's overflowing, oh my.
When hairballs, grease, and goo just won't let that water through, you need Roland Reach Plumbing by your side. When you have got a leak and you just can't wait a week, call 260-7059. Roland Reach Plumbing.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has gotten me back to my active lifestyle by easing my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair and healing and can even help alleviate pain caused from arthritis. Ask your doctor at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if PRP may be right for you too.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When it comes to settling personal injury claims, there's no substitute for hard work. At Harrell & Harrell, we've recovered over $1 billion for our clients through our commitment to hard work. 904-251-1111.
Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about how God never fails us. In the Bible, Christ says this, I will in no way fail you or leave you without support. This is so important to remember because we can have the attitude, where is God when I need him? Why is this problem happening to me? No, just because your mind is saying one thing doesn't mean that God isn't going to do what he said. God has never failed us in the past. He's not about to start right now.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
There's a world of difference between and that's why you can trust Famous Automotive and Tire when it comes to your vehicle's care. Because there's a difference between and. It all starts with the triangle of safety. Your tires, brakes, and the front end. Take care of those 3 points and your car will take good care of you. Start at Famous Automotive and Tires. 7 locations servicing every customer like they're famous.
For a chance to win 2 tickets to the Daytona 500 with Fan Zone passes February 19th, answer this trivia question. Who won the first Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Kyrie Irving moved. He's on his way to Dallas. Is he the worst teammate of all time? I mean, Dennis Rodman has to be up there.
Yeah, but Dennis Rodman, he helped the team win. Though.
Sure he
did.
Like,
on the court, he was a great teammate.
But he was a major distraction.
I would say maybe Albert Bell.
Joey Bell.
Who's that?
Joey changed his name to Albert.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when he was at LSU, he was Joey Bell.
Barry Bonds was an infamously terrible teammate.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Kent.
Yes, they got into it. But Kyrie is definitely up there.
There's good teammates like Jalen Ramsey.
Yes.
And then there's bad teammates like Kyrie Irving.
Where was Christian Kirk in there?
Christian Kirk, I think, is a very good teammate.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
I do. I just believe he's made a mistake here. And if someone makes a mistake, I'm going to exercise my right to bring it up.
Well, some of the listeners are worried about your influence with the team and the players.
Yeah, 3742 says, I hope and pray players don't listen to your show because you can turn them against the city and the team. That pass was not perfect. The man almost broke his shoulder trying to make that catch. If he feels disrespected, he can express that. Hell, back him up, the local media. And maybe you should go back to Boston.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. Thank you.
If
there's no chance of me going back to Boston, none. Zip.
It was like -9 there this weekend.
No kidding.
By the way,
I played the old Sawgrass Saturday, and I just played the stadium course today. My friends are buried in snow.
Probably
back in the hub.
Too.
I'm not going just because you don't agree with my opinion. No, I'm not going back to Boston.
And if you think that Christian Kirk's game is somehow affected by anything he hears from the local media, then we really have a problem with this guy.
Really, man? I thought I had that type of pull. I know Christian's in Arizona right now. I thought he had us, on the app. You can get us on the 92.5 app.
Or the 1010 AM app.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know we have 2 apps, folks.
83-86, Ballou, maybe Kirk should respect these perfect passes from Trevor Lawrence instead of dropping them. And then maybe he can get a little more respect without asking for it. Well, you're one of the very few out there who actually has gone that way. Just about everyone else is, hey, we're giving, for instance, 5504, Ballou, we also wouldn't be in the AFC.
Champions of the AFC South.
The AFC South champions without Kirk, and that's a fact. Okay, I'll agree with that. Sure. Absolutely. No doubt. I think that is a...
Yes, but if you got all that money back that you're paying Christian Kirk, you could have used it to buy someone else. So, yes, I agree that if Christian Kirk wasn't on the team, if you just left it at that, then you wouldn't win the AFC South. But am I allowed to replace him With all that money, he's like one of the highest paid wide receivers in the game. Like, that's sort of a stupid-ass argument.
Yeah, I look at where he is this year, and the word respect is hard. It should be hard for fans because you look at Christian Kirk, his base salary is $15.5. His prorated bonus is $5 million. Okay, that's $20.5 million. He's getting $500,000 a game as a roster bonus. He's got a workout bonus of $500,000. He's got other bonuses of $1,500,000. His guaranteed salary is $15,500,000. His cap number is $23 million. It's the highest figure on this team. If that doesn't scream respect, I don't know what does. $23 million. If they, let's just say they were pissed. He dropped the ball and they're like, we can't have that. We want guys who make plays. You cut him, you have dead money of $30,500,000. That's his dead cap figure. So I don't agree with the lack of respect card.
Lack of respect is like putting a guy on a franchise tag. You know, like, hey, we'll pay you this year, but we don't expect you. We don't trust you to give you a long-term deal yet. You know, we're kind of just going to use you right here, this one-year deal. They gave him a long deal. I mean, they gave him a lot of money. The most respect they could offer.
Who would you, and again, I really don't care much about this, but I'm just trying to add to the conversation. What AFC wide receiver would you remove to put Christian Kirk in there?
Like in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, Pro Bowl. We just
I gotta look up the roster.
Yeah, again, I don't spend a lot of attention with it, but you know he didn't go. The Jaguars didn't have anyone originally.
So we have Tyreek Hill. Would you take him out? Absolutely not.
No way.
Would you take out Stephon Diggs?
No way.
Absolutely not. Would you take out Devontae Adams?
No.
Absolutely not. What about Jamar Chase?
No.
Okay.
And Chase missed a couple of games, but no. I mean those four are better receivers. They've proven that they are better receivers. This is the first year that Christian Kirk has gone north of 1,000 yards. You know, let's look at his numbers here. He spent 4 years in Arizona. The most balls he ever caught in a year was in 2021, 77 receptions on 103 targets, 982 yards, an average of 12.8 with 5 touchdowns. He increased that this year by 7, so he got over 1,000. 84 in 133 targets, 1,108 yards, an average of 13.2. You know, Trevor Lawrence really improved with his numbers, but if you look at passing efficiency and you look at targets to grabs, that's a pretty big number there. 84 to 133. That's huge. Let me compare that to the other wide receivers just to see how different that is. And again, 7 we know were drops. But how many of those were bad throws? How many of those are on Trevor Lawrence compared to I guess I could find that out if I took a deep dive in all of this and try to get the answer. But just to kind of say what Zay Jones, 82 of 121, 121 targets, okay, 82 receptions. Zay Jones led the Jaguars with 13 drop passes. Evan Engram, 73 of 98. Okay, 98 attempts or 98 targets, 73 receptions. Again, those are better numbers. Marvin Jones, 46 of 81. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good at all. But again, 84 of 133 for Christian Kirk. And, overall, you look at Trevor Lawrence, when you consider completion percentage, Trevor Lawrence in one season went from 59.6% to 66.3%. And he had some bad throws. He had some missed throws, especially early in the season. he also, the talent around him, were among leaders in the NFL. As a matter of fact, I think they led the NFL with 41 dropped footballs. So that is that when looking at him. Yeah. What do I want to do here? And don't forget, Kirk can catch you on YouTube also. Are we on YouTube?
We are on YouTube. Okay. All you have to do is go to 1010XL's YouTube page. We are the first video. We're live. Share us with your friends.
Yeah. That text was hilarious. Go back to Boston. You upset that guy. I don't care if I upset you. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to tell the truth on my opinion. Sometimes my opinion is very, very good and positive. And sometimes in situations like this, I think it's worthy of saying, what? I mean, respect? This organization loves you, man. They paid you. So, all right, let's take a break. We got much more to get into here on the other side. A couple of other things I do want to introduce, but I'm going to try to get through all of these texts, because a ton are coming in at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. We'll take it till 8 o'clock tonight, then it's Hacker Nation.
Jaguars fans and 1010XL.
It was a special year for the city, for everybody, and couldn't have done it without all you guys supporting us. So we're thankful for you guys. Those last 2 home games were games I'll never forget.
1010XL, home of Jaguars fans.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Youth sports are getting back into full swing, so you know what that means. Custom Yetis so dads can keep their beer or sodas cold. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Don't miss the Players' Championship March 7th through 12th at TPC Sawgrass. Invite your friends and family to enjoy the ultimate fan experience, complete with bites from your favorite local restaurants and front row access to the PGA Tour's best players. While on site, be sure to visit the expanded PGA Tour fan shop to stock up on this year's championship gear. Secure your spot at the iconic stadium course today. Tickets and parking passes are on sale now at theplayers.com.
If one of your resolutions was to spend more time together, get a Valentine's Day gift you both can enjoy all year round. A set of custom cornhole boards from Mystic Cornhole Company. You'll both love it at mysticcornhole.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. It's getting chilly outside, but you can enjoy the outside inside with a new glass lanai from Lifetime Enclosures, or look ahead and get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 6, 1967, Muhammad Ali pummels Ernie Terrell for 15 rounds to retain his world heavyweight boxing crown.
To kick off the new year, your local Honda dealers are having a year-end sale at the beginning of the year. Inventory levels are up, prices are down. You're invited to see and test drive the all-new lineup for Honda. The sale is going on now at your local Honda dealer. Don't miss it. We're dealing.
Think mortgage rates are still super high? Think again. Rates have plummeted to 5-month lows. Hey, Prosser here. Call my friends at Loan Pronto now to see how low rates are. It may be time to do that refinancing you've been putting off, or time to get back to house hunting. If you're like a lot of people, you have way too much credit card debt right now, and you're getting fleeced with 20+% interest charges every month. Or maybe your current home rate is over 6%. Listen, you can get a quick, easy refi at Loan Pronto, wipe out all those cards, close in about 14 days, and cut your overall expenses by $500 a month or more. Right now, Loan Pronto is doing refis with APRs in the 4s. Call now to take advantage of this big rate drop. Get those credit cards to zero, start that home improvement project, or get out of that 7% loan you were forced into last year. Call Loan Pronto, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Duck Duck Rooter is the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, and we want to help you protect your septic system. Think about this. What would happen to your car if you never change the oil? Septic systems are no different and should be pumped at least every 3 years. Lack of maintenance is the #1 reason for septic system failure. Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services today to schedule your pumping.
When you're stuck, call the duck. 904-862-6769. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
wipe.
Black History Month on 1010XL is brought to you by Instant Keys, fast, professional, honest locksmith service.
Leon Washington played his high school football as an Andrew Jackson Tiger, becoming a widely sought-after prospect and being named Mr. Football in the state of Florida in 2002. He elected to be a Seminole coming out of high school, playing for Florida State all 4 years. During his 9 years in the league, Washington was a 2-time Pro Bowler, and since retiring, now serves as a coach with the Lions and continues to give back to Jacksonville through his foundation.
The Northeast Florida Safety Council has been keeping Florida safe for 80 years. I'm Megan Ehlers, Member Services Specialist. Whether your organization is large or small, we're a nonprofit that provides the services you need to take the worry out of compliance. Benefits of membership include thousands of online and instructor-led safety and health classes, learning management system access, safety walkthroughs, orientation program development, and consulting services. For more on becoming a member, visit nefsc.org.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Pat O'Brien here. Christian Kirk says he's disrespected. Join us at 6. We have the quote. Also, Madonna tells us she's had many lovers, but which one was the best? That's tonight on People. I do want to congratulate the young man I played golf with at the Haight on Saturday. He is from Sarasota. He plays here at the University of North Florida. Robbie Higgins, a -5, tied for 4th. And thank you to John Haight.
I don't like what you did today. You're too humble of a man.
Me?
Because you have your own platform, your own radio show. It's literally just you, no other co-host. You could talk about whatever you want. You won the media contest today at a TPC. Both contests, haven't said a word on it on air, so I will. Congratulations, Rick Ballou, 3 feet from the hole, 17th.
Well, thank you very much. I will say this, that when it comes to the media, I feel like I don't get enough respect.
I've always said that.
Okay. I mean, it's something that, even though I've been in it for 30 years and now going on my second month, that's the main thing that comes to mind to me when I would define my career. It's respect and not enough of it.
Now, was there a fist bump or?
I got a Me O'Brien fist bump.
Nice.
Played with a gentleman and a lady, Charles and Brooke. They both gave me a fist bump. I got a back slap from my caddy, Matthew, and it was a great time.
That feels good.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Great shot. It was on video, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys put it online or anything, but
I think Mia was doing all that.
Great form.
All that type of stuff. So I thought this guy told me to stop cyberbullying Joe Buck, but that was actually earlier today.
That was probably from our afternoon show.
that wasn't me. So
we're cyberbullying Christian Kirk today.
Yep. Here's a guy who goes up and down, crazy, and he says he's bringing up the disrespectful card because he wasn't worth the contract. The respect issue has nothing to do with Jacksonville or the team. You're all better in that context. It's everything. Don't be idiots and change what they are talking about. You're totally wrong. We can play it again. Let's play. I mean, he comes straight out here and says that he feels like he's still not respected. So, no. Your interpretation of this is wrong. Do we have that again? Let's play it. This is earlier today. Kay Adams with Christian Kirk.
I still feel like I don't get the respect that I deserve, and it's kind of been that way. And, you know, with all the noise, and after I signed my deal this offseason, it was the loudest. And then now, you know, especially with the season that I had, you know, started getting real quiet, and everybody kind of hushed a little bit. But I just, I want my respect. You know, I feel like I'm one of the best receivers in the NFL, and that's the way I play. That's the chip that I carry on my shoulder, and I'm going to keep earning it.
So there you go. He still doesn't feel the respect. They got quiet. He brings up the season that he had. For guys like me, the lasting impression is dropping a 55-yard pass. I'm sorry. That's it. That's what I remember. And, you know, you could spin it any way you want, but if the great wide receivers make that play, and I just don't understand going to the respect card after that. Okay, I mean, you're being paid. You're the top paid player on this team.
You know what the best wide receivers in the NFL do? They'll change a game entirely. Like, just with them, they'll take over a couple drives, make insane catches like we saw in the Super Bowl last year with Cooper Kupp. You know, you see Justin Jefferson do it every week, and you see Chase do it. Diggs. You never see Christian Kirk like totally take over a game. Like that's not the receiver he is. I understand that. He's not a number one. You're never going to get the, quote, respect of being one of the best in the league because you aren't.
He got paid like a number one?
Yeah, so be happy.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, look at the money. And he's loved here. Look, I got people here telling me that I have nothing to talk about. that I'm going to this because if not, there would be dead air here tonight, which, by the way, is absolutely, totally absurd. I mean, that's all I do when I'm not on air is thinking about what I'm going to talk about that night or the next night. So, whatever. Okay? I just think the timing is wrong with this. What about a little humble pie? A little humility here. He dropped the ball. He should have. There's no other way to say it. He should have caught the ball. Okay? Simple. He's been forgiven. He didn't lose any fans over this. This city was in such a frenzy because you overachieved. The expectations were passed by. And, you know, I wonder if during that 5-game losing streak, if he dropped the ball then during a 5-game losing streak, I can't imagine, or dropped that same ball. I can't imagine what would have been said then, because at that point, everyone was getting criticized, including the quarterback.
And just for your information, sir, we had at least an hour's worth on the Pro Bowl water balloon toss.
Yes, we did.
So don't act like we couldn't talk about anything.
Mm-hmm. Christian Kirk, I'm a big fan. I guess I'm more surprised than anything because
me too. He's
a
real
like not
humble
that
guy. Yeah,
he's not. He's a very
like when I saw that tweet after the game, I was like, "Whoa!"
He's a very respectful guy. I mean, I have a lot of admiration for the young man. I'm not listen, I'm not going to be a Christian Kirk killer trying to run him out of town. No, I'm not. I'm for him. And I want you to be for him. But I also believe that there are times where your mouth can get you in some trouble. And to me, this is a story. because of what happened. Yeah, and we're all wired differently. Okay? Right now, I'm sorry. When I think Christian Kirk, I think of that drop. There's no other way for me to say it. Just saying. Yeah. 50-88 Ballou, the Kirk drop in Kansas City was rough considering it was the exact same drop almost from the first time we played them. It was a point in the game where if you catch it, you probably win the game just because of the direction of the game was going, and he was amazing. I think he has a long future here in Jacksonville. Well, I hope he has a long future here. Yeah, and you're right. And Jacksonville got blown out in one game. That was Detroit. Okay? If you rewound this tape and went to week 1 and heard my comments on Trevor Lawrence on week 1 for missing wide open wide receivers and missing Travis Etienne and Houston throwing the goal, I mean, when things don't go right, I'm going to voice my opinion on why I think it is not going right. And I'm a little bit surprised here because, whether it was Josh Allen in some struggles, whether it was, re-signing Cam Robinson, which I wouldn't have done, whether it was Trevor early on in the season. You go to Philadelphia in week 4, he has 4 fumbles and 5 turnovers. Man, after all of these games, I would hammer what went wrong. And the audience, for the most part, understands and agrees. And how do you fix it? And it's a good conversation. This one here, all of a sudden there's a lot of, hey, Ballou, shut up. Don't even talk about it. And the way that I'm fed, okay, by the way, whose birthday is it? I just had a big slice of coconut cake.
Andrew Gibson. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gibby. And I'm telling you right now, either the diabetes is kicked in, or
you're feeling lightheaded,
or I'm having a complete out-of-body experience right now. I don't know if this is from the jab or what, but I got to tell you something.
Your myocarditis is kicking in.
What a buzz I have right now.
I'm so high off that cake.
I have never been so stoned in my life. How much sugar is in that cake?
I haven't had any yet.
I mean, this is fun. I'm gonna start bringing a piece of cake into the studio every night.
That's when you know you're hitting middle age pretty hard.
Yeah.
Start getting high off cake.
No doubt. How are we in breaks? We okay?
Yeah, we're caught up.
Because I have no idea what's going on
right now.
I mean,
are we still live? Or
this is like that coconut cake to me is like crack. All right, I don't know what's going on with my body right now. I got to be honest with you, but yeah, I mean, there's some of you out there that are like, well, what are you doing here? Why are you bringing this up? I'm like, well, I've told you. I've given you the reasons why I'm bringing it up. I believe if Christian Kirk catches that ball and if Jamal Agnew doesn't fumble that ball, the Jaguars are playing in the AFC Championship game. I really believe that.
Might have a rematch this weekend with the Eagles.
Don't make the mistake, folks, of automatically assuming now that this is going to be the standard. I really believe that Jacksonville is on the come and that Jacksonville is going to be relevant and they're going to be in it almost every year. But you have to consider a lot of things that went their way this season, particularly the lack of injuries. This was a blessed year, health-wise, for Jacksonville. I think they were number 2 in the NFL in, lost games by starters. It was a very healthy year. And you and I both know that is so important. I mean, these games, for the most part, are going to come down to a play late in the fourth quarter. I hope that that's the case on Sunday. As a matter of fact, I hope during this Super Bowl I hope the officials are so bad that the team who is not supposed to win it does win it, just so we can finally get some clarity here. And, Roger Goodell's going to be asked that on Wednesday. He's also going to be asked about concussions being up 18% when he meets the media. And, obviously the scenario that happened between Buffalo and Cincinnati and that awful story, that's going to, I have to believe, going to be the most important thing during his State of the NFL address. All right, let's take our final break of the night. Some of you just keep trying to get in here and try to. I'm not going to change. Not going to change my opinion on it. Okay, it was a poor choice of words, and that's that. That there's really no other way to say it. When you are a huge reason why you lost the game, I think the best thing that you can do is show everyone that you care and that you're upset. Not go into the respect card. No. That's me. Some of you are different. Some agree. Granted, I haven't read many that agree with me. I kind of like to go against. I think it sounds better. But I think as an audience, I think as a Jaguar fan base, you have absolutely given Christian Kirk a pass.
Something is coming. It's 1010XL.
We actually found it!
Yes, that's all that matters to me.
Need your carpets clean for the big game? Right now, you'll get 3 rooms for $147, and the 4th room is free. The 4th room on me. Hottest price of the year. Just mention me. Dan, Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. Listen up, high school seniors. It's scholarship time. The annual Empowering Greatness Scholarship from Farah & Farah is being offered again. 5 students will receive 2 years' worth of tuition to a Florida college, university, or trade school. If you're making a positive impact in your community and are no stranger to overcoming challenges, we want to hear from you. Learn more at farandfarah.com/scholarship. Jacksonville.
If you're heading to the Aug or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
When your vehicle needs an oil change, but you really haven't got the time, visit the newest Famous Quick Lube location in Jacks Beach near Penman. It's the same fast, affordable service at your convenience. That's Famous Quick Lube.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
From the very beginning, 1010XL has encouraged and recognized the accomplishments of local scholar athletes.
Wednesdays on The Franchi Show.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
Hi, Kevin here with Armor Guard Exteriors and Gutter Helmet. It's time to start your springtime projects. Don't wait. Our suppliers are ready to deliver gutters, gutter protection, retractable screens and awnings, window replacements, and glass on ice. So let's get started on your home improvement projects now and receive 18 months, 0 interest, and no money down. Call 904-906-8669.
Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine because people have joint pain and are getting real lasting relief without drugs or surgery. Leon Searcy here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting treatments. They use highly concentrated healing agents from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissues. If you're ongoing joint pain from arthritis or injury, you need to call QC Kinetics. Don't assume that steroids and surgery are your only option. Times have changed, and regenerative medicine can get you moving again with no downtime.
Stop taking the pain meds and discover the remarkable alternative that pro athletes have been using for years. Thanks to QC Kinetics, this amazing treatment option is now available to folks like you and me who are sick and tired of joint pain. Don't put these off any longer. Spring is coming and you want to enjoy all life has to offer. Call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522. Get a free consultation with local medical professionals. QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522, with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
Today on Hey Culligan, smooth skin and soft hair comes from where? Here's Mike.
Hey Culligan, I've tried every conditioner, lotion, and body wash known to man, and my skin still feels like sandpaper.
It could be your water, Mike.
Oh, that's harsh.
More like hard water. Are you interested in smart, high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
Huh?
Want baby smooth skin and soft, luxurious hair?
Yeah, can you hurry? I have a date tonight.
We're already on the way, Mike. Let us help you out with the free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
For a chance to win 2 tickets to the Daytona 500 with Fan Zone passes February 19th, answer this trivia question. Who won the first Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Justin Rose, a winner today for the first time in 4 years, went low, a 66, makes $1,620,000, 500 FedEx points. Brendan Todd, Brandon Wu, 3 strokes behind. Man, look at all the outside of Justin Rose. It looks like 11 out of the next 12 are from the United States of America. What happened to the Florida State kid? Let's see. Hank, what did we decide it was? Leoboda, I believe, is how you pronounce his name. Didn't we? We looked it up phonetically.
He finished tied for 15th.
Right. It's Hank. Yeah. Labiota.
There you go.
Labiota. Hank Labiota. I'm a Florida State guy, so whenever I get an opportunity to mention something about Florida State, I'm going to do it. Yeah, congratulations, Hank Labiota. Let's see how much money he made. How much cash? $146,250. That's a big drop off.
Pretty good for a weekend, though.
It is. It is.
They had to shut the course down for a wind.
No. Treacherous.
You think they'd do that in Scotland?
Well, you remember the wind here last year? Do you remember, like...
On Friday, was it Thursday or Friday, earlier in the week?
Even early on Sunday.
Okay.
I was out, with some good buddies of mine, and the wind on 17, coming in on 16, then hitting on 17, was perhaps the worst wind I've ever seen at the Players.
And they had to play 2 rounds. I remember Morikawa, I believe it was Morikawa. He hit it into the water on 17 twice on Saturday. Not on the same hole, but in separate rounds, but in one day.
Makes such a difference. There was almost no wind out there today. Jacksonville University's Russell Knox today, 4 under. Actually got away from him a little bit after 69, 71, and 70. Shot a 73 today. So he's tied for 41st. He'll pocket $32,000. Really start to pick up golf this time of year. West Coast swing, and then before you know it, they're going to be right here in our state. The Philly Godfather just put on Twitter this. The Jags should have beat the Chiefs. The refs gave them the game. Also, the refs gave the Chiefs the game against the Bengals. The Eagles are going to smash this team. I'm having a very difficult time trying to figure out who I'm going to pick on Friday.
He's been like so pro. I mean, obviously he's an Eagles guy. He's a Philly guy, but
he's a money guy.
He is a gambler, but he's been so pro Eagles all the last week and a half on this game. I'm leaning Chiefs, but I'm not going to put a lot of money on this game. I do not feel comfortable.
Tom Brady's going to sit out a year. Made the announcement a little bit earlier today. There was some speculation, or a lot of speculation, that he would be part of the Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. And then you hear the reasons why, and a lot of it is almost like, bringing up an 18 or 19-year-old pitcher to Major League Baseball. You don't want him to get shelled. Then all of a sudden, what's that going to do to his psyche? Folks around Fox are basically saying, no, we don't want to put too much on him. We don't want to bring him in. And, if he's not ready, then have that to overcome. And I'm just like, you're paying this man $375 million. You can't have him do a Super Bowl hit. There's like a 12-hour pregame show. And JJ, it's not like they're going to ask him to explain the balloon in the sky.
The Chinese spy balloon.
The comment's going to be, hey, Tom, you got two pretty good quarterbacks out there, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. What do you think?
Break down their game. Or even if you don't want him to do that, just like, hey, give us your first exclusive, after retirement interview. And he's obviously isn't going to do that.
You can tape it. And if it doesn't go over well, you can tape it again.
He made it seem like that he's going to take this year to just practice being a commentator. To me, this just leaves an opening up for more conspiracy theory talk about him joining a team.
I am surprised that he's not part of Super Bowl coverage, and I am absolutely surprised that he is not going to be a part of the number one team in the fall of 2023. As JJ just said, he's waiting until 2024.
He also insinuated, this was from Cowherd's show, he insinuated that he has other stuff in his life that he needs to get a handle on. And to me, that's family stuff.
Did you see the picture of him today, though, in the hotel room? That was kind of... Well, Pat O'Brien will have those details for
tonight.
But he's sitting in his skivvies.
Oh, gross.
And it's kind of like, well, wait a minute here. Is he now, has CTE entered Tom Brady, or you hear that he wants to win back the family? I've had a couple people say to me, well, maybe he's trying to get Giselle back. I'm like, I don't think that's the case. What the hell is he doing posting photos of him in his drawers?
In underwear. It looks like he's got a beach view. And the underwear is nude colored, so it wants you to think when you just glance at it that he's naked, which is what I thought at first. Thank God he wasn't. Yeah, this is for I don't even know the name.
No.
Natural breathable cotton.
Mm-hmm.
Available now in boxer briefs and briefs.
Right. There you go.
Oh, it's Brady brand, of course. It's his own underwear now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Gosh, man. I mean,
who loves attention more, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady?
Aaron Rodgers had a nice weekend.
He did,
and there's a lot of talk that it's now the Jets. A lot of people think that that's where he is going to end up with the New York Jets. We'll have to see. Tom Brady made $333 million in 23 years in the NFL. He's going to make $375 million over a 10 seasons beginning in 2024 with Fox. But he's got his own production company. Now you tell me he's got his own underwear company. See, this is what I've never
TB12
been able to figure out. And maybe I would if I don't know. But I mean, unless it's just his name and he does no work at all and he's profiting off it, why would you put that amount of stress on you to to run companies, when again, combined, this is over $700 million. Now, I understand that Uncle Sam takes a large chunk, and I get all that. I understand all that. But how much money does one man really need?
I agree with you on the whole, running a business, but I think you're right. It's probably just like, hey, slap my name on it. I'll take a few pictures, and I'll tweet out some stuff, which he's not even tweeting. I mean, I'm sure he pays for someone to do that. To me, it's like, do you really think he's going to do 10 years worth of broadcasting? Like, I'm shocked that he's even doing the broadcasting thing.
I thought he'd go away.
Me too. He's the greatest player of all time. Like, we see guys like Romo, like average to above average guys do this, the Aikmans, but never the best. You would never think like Michael Jordan is going to start doing games for whoever. Like Wayne Gretzky is going to now announce games. Like Barry Bonds. Like that. It's still really weird to me that we're going to have Tom Brady calling games. I'm still honestly skeptical that it even happens. But it's too much money to turn down.
If he's getting $375 million over 10 years, what would the price tag be on Tiger Woods?
Whoa.
If he announced that he wanted to be the main, Nick Faldo left. Trevor Immelman has now replaced him. What would it be for Tiger Woods if he announced, I want to be on the PGA Tour for whether it's NBC or CBS?
Because it's golf, it's automatically going to be less than NFL. I would probably say it's half that.
I don't know,
150 for 10 years, 15 a year. Like, I don't know if these stations are giving enough money to, like, their golf broadcast. Like, I don't know if, Fox's NFL broadcast probably, they're giving them hundreds of millions of dollars for that.
Oh, my
Their
God.
budget's huge.
Oh, it's
probably close to $1 billion or something. The budget for golf is nowhere close to that.
I mentioned this late on Friday if you didn't hear, but Andrew Marchand with the New York Post, who covers the media, by the way, he asked me, and I had a quote for him. I said I felt like I was not getting enough respect.
Disrespect.
Here in Jacksonville. We'll see if it makes the newspaper. But he said that Greg Olson, who's going to call this year's Super Bowl, and this is really the whole ripping of Tony Romo is kind of freakish. Certain things become like the in thing to do. And, regardless of what it is, kind of the cool thing to do right now is from out of nowhere just rip Tony Romo. I mean, everyone is doing it. Articles are being written. Twitter's killing him. But anyway, Greg Olson really picked up a lot of fans, and he's being rewarded right now as one of the best analysts. Obviously, when Brady comes aboard, you're not going to pay Tom Brady $375 million over 10 years and not have him on the number one team. So Greg Olson is going to go to number 2, but Marchand in his reporting said that if he gets offered a number 1 job, he has the right to get out of that contract with Fox and go. And, you got Dr. Herbie, who I didn't hear, even all they talked about is Al Michaels complaining. I really don't know what Herb Street did this year. To me, Herb Street was a bad hire because he's a college football guy. Chris Collinsworth has absolutely lost his fastball. Okay, go back to the Christian Kirk drop. Collinsworth said it was an overthrow by Trevor Lawrence. Last year it was one of the most insane things that we have ever heard. When LA's down and OBJ goes out and he's like, oh my God, what's Los Angeles going to do? I mean, oh my God. I don't know, Chris. Maybe throw the ball to Cooper Kupp, man. The guy just won the Triple Crown, man. Most receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Collinsworth's like, what are they going to do here? I mean, this is unbelievable. So Collinsworth has lost his fastball. Be interesting to see what happens. And now you have Romo, who's receiving a tremendous amount of criticism. And, that whole talk about the intervention that apparently took place, CBS denied it. And they just went on to say that they meet with their talent routinely, but there's talk that Nance and Romo don't get along. And you know what? There are times where you can over-micro-manage. Someone at CBS made Tony Romo change from what people enjoyed most out of him. That was his ability to call the next play, predict where the next play is going to go. For one reason or another, they told him to stop doing that.
I heard differently. I heard that Jim Nance, in an interview I listened to about a month ago, said I don't know what to believe here, but that Romo felt like he was becoming a one-trick pony with the, predicting the game.
I heard that as well.
And he decided upon himself to be like, hey, I'm going to let everyone know and show everybody that I'm more well-rounded, that I can just be a regular analyst.
Yeah.
I think that what happened this year with the intervention, which is hilarious to think about, is that CBS people were thinking, hey, you're playing too much golf, or you're not studying as hard as you were preparing like you were the first couple years in this show.
Yeah. And I certainly can see that part of it as well. No doubt. Here's a guy that says, say what you want, but Mike Tirico over Al Michaels. Absolutely. It's not even close, 35-25. And Tirico is flawless. I mean, he did I want to say he did hockey. I want to say he did the outdoor game that I watched in Boston recently.
January 1st game,
the Winter Classic. Tirico's phenomenal on golf, and obviously he's very good with football. Hey, that's going to do it. Tomorrow night after Helmets and Heels, the rest of the week 6 to 8. I don't check the text line now that the show is over. If you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter. That is Ballou, Ballou, at 1010XL. For JJ, I'm Rick Ballou. We'll talk tomorrow night.